Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat, where we're going to be talking about everything that went down on this latest episode of The Bachelor. How's everyone doing tonight? It's me, Bachelor Fantake, and we finally did it, folks. We finally got here to the end of Shanae. I feel oddly at peace. Though we knew it was coming. It was not really a surprise. The sleuthing pointed to Shanae going, and before we get into talking about the show, let's first and foremost go over the rules for the chat. Number 1, please no posting any blatant spoilers in the chat. Of course, any sleuthing is welcome. Anything from an official account, anything from the previews, anything you can back up with some sleuthing of your own, totally welcome. I'm going to do my best to answer any and all questions in the chat. Of course, super chats will get a priority. I already see one in there. I'll get to that right after this. And last but not least, be kind to each other, everyone. So, we have another episode that ends not on a rose ceremony. And we have a new villain, in Mara, and Shanae is gone. And Charleston Franklin, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Fantake. What about the scene with Genevieve wanting to leave? She was in the same outfit, yet it never aired. Here is have a good night. Yes, that is something I have marked down. Here is this moment that you're talking about. Though it's not from the 2-on-1. I think it's from an upcoming rose ceremony instead. You can see there's an arrow pointing to Clayton in the back. He's having a chat with someone else. Looks to me like a rose ceremony. Maybe could be the evening portion of a group date in Vienna, I guess it would be. That's where they're going next. We are approaching hometowns. We are approaching the episode before hometowns. So we've got a rose ceremony coming up. And then there's going to be the slew of dates. Susie's got a date. Serene's got a date. And then there's a group date as well before we get into hometowns, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the math yet. I'll have to check my notes on that later. But yes, she later kind of runs off into an elevator and all that. No, this is still to come. So, there was some other stuff that was cut from this episode. I don't have it prepared because I wasn't anticipating it. Let me see if I can kind of on the side here check my my folder of infinite Bachelor screenshots and see if I can bring it up. But we didn't see the first half of Sarah's one-on-one, right? I had to rewind to make sure that I didn't miss it. I wasn't looking at my phone or something while the first half of Sarah's one. It just kind of went from like commercial break to hit Clayton talking to Jesse Palmer, and then it was the evening portion of Sarah's date where we saw her doing the cry. Something that they've used as a kind of fake out for the finale here. Like they've used a lot of women for this. They've cut into for this like final fake out here, and they kept trying to push in the last few previews that Sarah was here. She's one of the women running off crying after Clayton says he's been intimate with both women, but they kept using here. I've got the one of the shots here. They kept using this shot here, right here, thrown into that as a fake out. Obviously, we saw it tonight. It was not the same thing, but there's a shot from the previews in Croatia. I think it's going to take too long to try and find this thing, where it looks like Sarah's running and jumping into his arms, Clayton's arms. Maybe that was just they did have a day portion. Perhaps this will have to be something I put into the preview breakdown or the recap or something like that. So there was a day portion, but But anyways, and Asiya, thank you so much for the super chat and the continued support. Always glad to have you in the chat here. I'm so happy that Shanae is gone. It looks like Sierra is getting a villain edit. I don't understand what production is doing. Is it Amara? Or was that Mara? The Marinara? is her name? She's the new kind of... There always has to be a villain of the moment. At least until they get into hometowns. And then they kind of switch to the serious stuff. But speaking of, you reminded me, there's a bit of a tradition here in the chat when we really have someone who riles us up, who gets on our nerves to the next, not just a small villain, but a slight, not just a slight villain, a real hated villain. We have a little bit of a celebration when they go home. So, and I see you got another super chat here. I'm going to get to that right in a sec. But before we do that, it's time to press the button. Get excited, everybody. Shanae is gone.
I'm really nervous right now, but I wanted to tell you guys.
Bye, bitch.
I'm not sorry, hoes. You mean I was good. I didn't mean to cry, but I cried.
Oh, she's not gonna crush it, is she? Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
Hope you have insurance.
It's Shanae's show, not The Bachelor.
Wait and believe me.
I have ADHD. I have ADHD too. She has ADHD, and it's really bad. Mine, ADHD ass.
Honestly, she's the worst. She's the worst person in the world.
You guys want some shrimp? Elizabeth was terrible. I think she put poison in it because I woke the next day like really bad. Some shrimp? No one even looked back and acknowledged me. Elizabeth. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We did it. We did it. We made it. Feels so good. Feels so good. How are we doing? Let's get live Bob reaction. No. Bob's not interested. Bob's not interested. That's okay. Bob, he did sleep through most of this episode, so he didn't know that Shanae is gone, so that's okay. That's fair enough. Sorry, and I gotta get to it. Right before that, Asiya had a couple of super chats. The first one, and thank you again for the support. I don't get why Mara felt that it was her place to tell Clayton that Sarah wasn't ready for marriage at 23. Newsflash, some people are more mature than others. Yeah, absolutely. It's, yeah, it is a thing. You can... wonder about someone when they're that young coming on the show. Are they ready? But I think, there are people who are ready at 23. They can be ready at 23. And you judge that based on meeting them, talking to them, being with them. You can see, okay, I believe that this person's ready to go. They're emotionally mature enough to consider marriage if they find the right person. But at the end of the day, the Mara stuff, is something we've seen so many times in this franchise. It's the Hail Mary at the end of the season as we're getting towards hometowns. Mara knows that she's not gonna get a hometown date. Even if she's hoping, okay, in Vienna I get a one-on-one and things go really well. You're looking around, you're seeing like Susie, Rachel, Gabby with these like connections. Teddy, first impression rose. Serene, one-on-one as well. Sarah now 2 one-on-ones. You're doing the math. You're out of there. This is your Hail Mary for Paradise. So you give production the villain that they want to fill in this last little bit of time. Get your screen time in there. And then you go, okay, get my redemption arc in Paradise. I'm going to get my redemption arc in Paradise. I was the villain from this season, but I'm going to go on to Paradise and say, I was such a pressure situation. I was such an a-hole. And now I'm ready to find love. You get your redemption arc there. That's the shot that we're seeing here. I've seen it tons and tons of times before. It's and she will be gone for sure. Like, she might be gone next rose ceremony at this point. I don't know if she has footage left. She could definitely be gone at the next rose ceremony. And again, I saw you said I meant Sarah, not Ciara. Yeah. And so I don't think that Sarah was getting a villain edit at the end there. I think it was more of a drama edit. Than like a pure more like a villain edit. And even Mara wasn't getting I get maybe the comparison is to Shanae, so she seems like not a villain at all in comparison, but it's definitely more of a drama edit going on between these two. It's a feud. At the end of the day, it's going to lead to both of their downfall. I mean, I guess maybe Sarah could get a hometown, but I don't think so. I think at this point, all the sleuthing and everything points towards we know Rachel and Gabby, Susie, and now Serene seems to be it. And by the way, and for those of you who missed the crab video, we'll do it again at the end of the stream. At the end of the stream, the crab video will come back. Yes, and Maria Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. Good to see you back in chat. A happy Valentine's Day fan take. So glad to see Shanae away. I wanted to throw my phone at the wall seeing her. The season is Matt James and Peter season, but worse. Ding dong, the shrimp is dead. Die, shrimp die. Yes. Ding dong, the shrimp is dead. Famous last words from Hunter, who was eliminated this episode. Yeah, Matt James and Peter season, but worse. Yeah, I always thought that this season was like you take Colton's season, Cassie's season, and you mash it with Peter's season, because it's like it's the face of Colton here. I mean, come on, it's uncanny, and the like essence of Peter's season, and I don't like Clayton. Come on. This guy just believes all the wrong things. All the wrong things. Shanae comes up to him. He's like, says, "Oh, Genevieve is an actor." All this, he goes, good point. He's like, believes this. The Mara stuff, you know, he's with Sarah, like saying all this, all this. Yeah, I believe that 100%. Like 25 women come up to him and say, you know, Shanae's a problem, and he goes, I don't know about that. It is something. Oh boy, something else. But yeah, we'll see. We got a good little preview there at the end. A lot of repeat footage at the very end, but some info for this time leading up to hometowns. So we'll see if we can, at the end of the hour. They usually with these non-extended previews, they usually put them up on YouTube at the end of the hour. But maybe they put it in. I'll double check to see if they, on Instagram or something like that, they put the new preview. No, I don't think so. Was not an official extended preview. They just did some more repeat footage. And we can talk a little bit as well about how this season's going to end. Which is still is a bit of a jumbled mystery, but we have a few clues, and I think I have a narrative that I'm really attached to. Yeah, I lost mad respect for Clayton because of Shanae, but it's starting to earn your respect back. He at least, you know, he made third time's the charm with Shanae. Gosh. Third time's the charm with Shanae. I guess. Though, I know it's such a strange thing. A lot of people, you have people who say, was this all on Clayton? Is there some sort of production, meddling going on here? Is it out of Clayton's hand? And I think my sort of stance on this is that either way, Clayton needs to there's stuff that Clayton needs to work on. He's not being a great bachelor in this. He's not. If you know, a lot of the Shanae stuff is production, driven, is production kind of fooling him or whatever. He needs to be a little bit more astute on what's going on in the house. Or it's just Clayton wanted to keep Shanae around, and he didn't want to listen to the other women, in which case he's a doofus. But and Shannon K, thank you for the 7 months membership. Mara's poem is a V-Day gift I would rather return. Yeah. Thank you for the membership and the beautiful tinfoil hat you have now. And to see it again, Clayto is so naive, like a little schoolboy. Yeah, I think he's a bit in over his head, and I mean, it's not. I think part of that is Clayton, but there is some truth to he. Like, he came into this show for Michelle's season and immediately was like he did that and then immediately was into The Bachelor. There was not really a lot of time to understand what the heck is going on, but at the end of the day, you got to handle these. His grade for the Bachelor lead right now is not very high, and it doesn't look to be ending cleanly either. As we have this sort of big drama at the end here, where Clayton runs off. He runs out of the fantasy suite date. I guess it could possibly be a final 2 date. I'm thinking it's a fantasy suite date here, and he kind of chews out someone, and the previews made you think it was Gabby. But I don't think it's Gabby in this particular instance. Here are the 2 shots I talked about in my preview breakdown. We've got one with Clayton right here. He's got a jacket and a pop-up kind of collar going on here. Very very common Clayton attire, and same outfit in the 2 shots. In this shot right here, he's saying, I'm in love with you. The previews have him going, I'm not just falling in love with you, I am in love with you. And right here, he's going like, you effed this up. Like, what the hell? Seems to be all from the same night, all from this night. And I originally had thought that this woman here was Gabby. There's shots of her with similar hair where she has her hair up in a bun or something like that. But other people had said they think it's a producer, and now I think they were right. It is a producer, not Gabby, because this is not Gabby's fantasy suite. We've seen shots of Gabby's fantasy suite. Rather, my inclination is that this is Susie that he's talking with. There's also been a number of shots where they've used audio of Clayton saying like something along the lines of I told you I was in love with you, and this is what you say to me. This is the bomb you drop, and that there's this huge argument here. And I see a few people commenting in the chat. I feel like Susie is final one after self-eliminating and coming back. Yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. I still think it's Rachel. I think the ending is going to be something along the lines of final three, Rachel, Susie, Gabby. Something happens, maybe Susie, I don't know, she realizes she's not quite there, she's not quite ready, or Clayton's just not her person. I don't know, there could be a bajillion sort of things. This fantasy suite date happens, and I also believe that we have other shots of Clayton. Let me see if I can find them. This is some of the old previews you're gonna have to dig into, not this newest stuff. On his fantasy suite date with Rachel, and I don't believe he's wearing this. So like by process of elimination, I think it has to be Susie. I could be wrong, but some sort of outburst happens here. Clayton feels rejected, kind of shuts down the season, and we get the whole drama here at the end, with all the crying and everything like that. Then Clayton comes back to, in this shot, say, you have everything I ever wanted. And the blonde hairs there mean it's either Rachel or Susie. So I guess you could be right. It could be Susie in the shot that maybe he's coming back to and saying, take me back, or whatever. Or it could be Rachel that he's trying to, convince he loves her, even though he was intimate with Gabby. Makes me think that this is also the last fantasy suite. If he's intimate with all or at least two of the women, I don't think this is going. And if this is a fantasy suite, I don't think this is going to happen before that. Then he's going to go on and be intimate with the other two women. And CVPCS. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shanae being sent home was a great Valentine's gift. Now I can finally relax. Right? Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Shanae again, other than the Women Tell All, which should be interesting. And I don't think we're going to see Shanae... Well, I shouldn't say that, because we shouldn't have any trust in the Bachelor people. I'm hoping that Shanae won't be in Paradise. I'm hoping that enough of a push will be put out there to not have Shanae in Paradise. simply because it teaches people that this kind of behavior is rewarded. I mean, we saw Queen Victoria in Paradise, and you know, who's to say we won't see Shanae again? But like, saying the crap that she did should not be rewarded with more screen time, even if it's for like like the villain's back ratings kind of thing. Don't put her in Paradise. They can get all the drama and all the fun still, all the excitement. Put a little effort in. Don't go for the easy Shanae thing. No Paradise, please. And Maria Hernandez again. Thank you for the super chat. Shanae saying she's been single for a while and her not knowing why. Yeah. She wouldn't, but we made me laugh. Her saying getting the rose will be better than sex. Cringe. Yeah, and then immediately afterwards, like, I hate Clayton. He's an idiot. Yeah, being single for 5 years. Hey, it's you know, the pandemic. And she's been looking for a big football player guy from Missouri, and this is the first one she's found. No, I think it's not too surprising. Not too surprising. No offense. But yes, she's gone. We can finally relax. No Paradise. Yeah, I see. Queen Victoria may have gotten on Paradise, but she didn't make fun of people with ADHD. I hope production draws the line at that with Shanae and doesn't put her on Paradise. I know. I agree. But she was, her and Anna both were like spreading the rumors and shaming sex workers too. You know, the line should be there as well. And both of them got on Paradise. So. And Beatrice Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that support. Clayton is making this season the opposite of interesting. And what the heck with the girl in her head with being older issues. Yeah, Mara, like being older. These are not wife material things. It's all, again, it's the end of the show Hail Mary. You cause some drama, you get the show, you know, the producers are kind of looking for stuff to make it more interesting. You fill that villain role, and the producers are happy, and you get your shot for Paradise. You get something to talk about, you'll get brought up again at the Women Tell All, and brought into Paradise. And that's where you get your redemption arc. That's the goal here. We've seen it time and time again, just about every season. There's some kind of villain storyline like this at the end of a season. Fills in the void, because I realistically, Clayton, and probably everyone knows this, Clayton already has 5 women who he's considering taking to hometowns. And Mara is not one of them. Not even close. So, and I've read interviews and like things with other contestants from past seasons who's just sort of came on and went, you know what? I'm just gonna play into the villain thing. Just gonna give them what they want. It's easier for me. It's easier for production. Production gets what they want. You know, I get treated better by production. Maybe get a shot in Paradise. and get my little 15 minutes, move on. Just, do that. Not saying that that's what Shanae was doing, but that perspective, I've heard before. As opposed to Eliza. Eliza is someone who not going to get another one-on-one, or like a one-on-one. Not going to get a rose going into Hometowns. Maybe she'll be around for the episode before Hometowns. And not going to get in any drama. Not going to look like a fool on TV, but she's not going to get a whole lot more screen time. She's not going to get the extended segments that Mara got. And I've noticed that all through this season, Mara has had a ton of ITM moments, but they're not particularly necessarily about like Clayton or anything. They're all like about the dates, the locations that they're going, like moments where it cuts to Mara and she's like, I love being in Toronto. This place is so beautiful. Or like this episode, she was like, Croatia, what a place to fall in love in. Like constantly. Like they just like kind of sound bites that production wants. Like, ooh, beautiful sound bite to put in the show, which is to me feels like the production relationship going on could be something there. ITM is in the moment interviews. Those little spots where it cuts to like the women reacting or a person reacting. Not them candid on the date, not them just sitting around talking with the other women, where it's just them and the camera, and they're like, I was really shocked when Shanae did this. They're talking straight into the camera, or, the part from a few episodes ago where Gabby was like, Shanae's a succubus. In the moment. It's like a reality TV term. But I noticed all through the season, not just in this like episode or kind of the end of the last one when they were doing the roast date, when kind of the Mara like new storyline of her being at odds, feuding with Sarah was happening. But the whole season, not a lot of screen time except for those ITM moments, those interviews where she was doing a ton of like so excited to be here in Houston, love this hotel, wow, like the product that they're making us advertise is so amazing, kind of thing. So yeah, confessionals, ITM's confessionals, kind of this. It's the same. Same thing. So, and before I forget, a little bit of Bachelor news of the week. This news is actually about the show. Okay, turn this music off. If you didn't know, this week, one of the hot topic items from the show was, if you remember last week, Marlena had the roast date. Like the best roasts on the roast date. So she posted all of her roasts, because they don't have enough time to show the whole act for every lady there. She posted her roast, and the big controversy this week was get out the glasses. I know I'm a horrible newscaster. I left my glasses. Wait a minute, are they here? Don't tell me this is empty. No, it's empty. Okay, my glasses case is empty. Sorry, terrible newscaster. Yeah, glasses next week, I promise. Here, Bob Cam to distract. We're not going to talk about the glasses. We're going to move on. Okay. She posted all of her roast, and she got a lot of backlash for her comments about Sarah, and which were about. It was a joke about a happy ending. It was sexualizing Sarah because she's an Asian woman, and she later deleted the post, the videos. But of course, once it's out there, you know, someone has screen grabbed it. Someone has pulled the video, so it's out there completely at that point. She later apologized, and Sarah reposted her apology. One thing I will say that in her apology, she first said she talked to Sarah privately. She talked to Sarah privately about the issue, which I think is something we haven't seen a lot. We did not see, for example, with Natasha and Brendan and Piper, that kind of stuff. Natasha said, like, they haven't talked to me. I hope that continues to be a trend with these Bachelor Nation apologies. There seems to be at least like 5 or 7 every season, a Bachelor Nation apology, and I hope that's a trend. So there you go. That's one of the big news pieces of this week, for your Bachelor Nation news. Also, the Super Bowl yesterday, of course. Everyone here was watching, I imagine. And Hannah Ann will be very happy, as well as I think I had here Thomas and Becca too. Probably will be happy. Wrong button. Hannah Ann is dating one of the LA Rams. So there you go. Dating from Peter to Super Bowl champion. That's an upgrade. So that is an upgrade. And I did watch the Super. Which Rams player? I don't know. I think she just officially announced. Let me see if I can find it. Like it was one of those things where people knew she was dating someone on the Rams. Jake Funk. Jake Funk. It's a bit of a clunky name. Jake Funk. Hey, you know, wishing the best for you two. Jake Funk. Hannah Ann Funk. Eh? He's a bench warmer. Yeah, I don't recognize the name. I am a football fan. Don't really recognize the name. I mean, I don't follow the Rams very closely, but I mean, I did watch the Super Bowl. Enjoyed it. Close game. Jake Funk. Hannah Ann Funk. Barb in shambles. Always knew there was something funky about her. What did I think of the halftime show? The show? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better ones. Sometimes you see a halftime show and you're like, this is kind of boring. But I enjoyed it. So, Jake Funk. That's gonna be in my head now. All a bench warmer. A bench warmer. A Super Bowl champion bench warmer. So, let's be clear about that. Yeah, it was like you can't. Yeah, Prince. Like you can't. The Prince halftime show. I mean, come on, not anything. Bench warmer still makes more money than me. Yeah, so there you go. And dating Hannah Ann. So, hey, he gets to sit on in a nice stadium. He gets to collect a ring. All the Gatorade he wants. And he's dating Hannah Ann, so he gets to, like, hang out with all the people from Peter's season. So, like, living the dream. You know what? It's gotta say, Jake, you're living your best life. All right, what time are we here? We're not okay. We're not. It's not at the end of the hour yet. For the preview. So. Hey, and Ratch, congrats on the 11 months being sober. That's awesome. Congrats. Are you going to slide into Gabby's DMs if she doesn't end up with Clayton? I'm going to slide into the producer's DMs and say, make her the Bachelorette. At this point, I think that's the only woman from the season, no offense to all the other women, who I think I'd be excited for the lead. We'll see. Things, you always say that, and then the end of the season, you change your mind, you get enthusiastic about one person. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit rash saying that, but I just think that, like, she's just kind of weird in a way that I think is funny. And I mean that as, like, a high compliment. I'm not saying weird as, like, a bad thing. I'm not saying she's weird. I'm saying that, like, that's more like human, like, she doesn't seem like I don't know, the typical Bachelor contestant image. She's kind of jokes and I don't know. I think it'd be a quirky, potentially fun season. So, how about Rachel? Well, I do think Rachel's going to win. So, I don't think Rachel will be the Bachelorette. But, at the end of the day, Rachel could lose. And we could be seeing a situation in which Rachel is heartbroken and Clayton, is a doofus. And all of a sudden now we're like, yeah, Rachel, we want Rachel for Bachelorette. You never really know till things get down to the wire how it's actually going to be. Public opinion sways one week over the next. You see someone you really like go out the week before hometowns. Everyone's like, oh, that person for Bachelorette, please. And then we see the next person a couple episodes later get absolutely heartbroken in a devastating way, and then it's like, we want them to be the Bachelorette. But that's my early I guess vote for Bachelorette. Though Susie seems to be the more traditional, like, kind of Bachelorette pick. I think, like, starting off the season, I think feelers are going to be put out because she's got that, the pageant thing, the, like, Hannah Brown kind of thing, like, both visually and like the very like nice quality, but I've got the beast in me, she's saying this episode thing seems a little more like the on paper what production would want for the Bachelorette. And hey buddy, sorry, you can see here, I'll show you, this is Bob's. Hey buddy. He's an active dreamer, like constantly. There you see. Sorry to get off our Bachelorette talk, but he's constantly doing that. I don't know. There's something. Gabby just kind of makes me laugh a little bit more. Seems a little, I don't know, it seems a little more down to earth. That's what I want. I just want, like, I don't want the filters. I want someone who seems a little more genuine. And also, I know Gabby makes it far, so I think she has a better chance. So, in comparison to, like, some of the other women who might seem great, might be excellent bachelorettes, Gabby, I think, has a better shot, so... Bob for Bachelor. What do you think, buddy? Oh, he's up. He's turning his back. Okay, he says no. He says no. Turning his back on the Bachelor role. So, sorry everybody. He's turned it down, like all the women or all the men from Katie's season. Turned down Bachelor. Yeah, his tongue. He's got Bob's. He's got no teeth. He was originally. He's originally from Texas. So, where they were just a few days ago, a few episodes ago, and during Hurricane Harvey, a lot of not fun stuff happened for him. But he's here, and he's healthy. So, happy. He's got his chair. He loves his darn chair. So, he's good. Yeah, Bob has a full schedule of napping 24/7. He's hard at work. All right, we're getting close to the end of the hour, so I'm kind of like side-eyeing here. To see if the preview's coming up for some live sleuthing. I do think we have a pretty good. It's a pretty easy pathway from this point onward. It's just about who goes when. Like, I could probably tell you, with maybe like except for the 5 women, but for sure, we know what the final 3 is, but. The eliminations before hometowns. The only problem is who goes when, because we've got one more rose ceremony in Croatia, and then we've got another one. I don't know if it's going to be a rose ceremony. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just they hand out the 4 roses, or they have that like date situation, the group date where there are 2 roses on the date. The last 2 roses for hometowns, and there's like 4 people, and the lead slowly gives them out to the end of the night, and then it's down to the last 2 people or whatever. Can't always know for sure what they're gonna do. They've done a few things in the past, switched it up. But here we can run down the cast list here. We've got kind of my skewed Bachelor cast list all here. So Eliza, for example, she's gonna go. Is she gonna go? We'll look at the preview. This will be in the preview breakdown. Is she gonna go at the next rose ceremony or at the rose ceremony or whatever after that? couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now, but she's gonna go. You know, Gabby's gonna stay. Genevieve has this stuff. You know, maybe she's gonna go at some point. It's gonna be at this rose ceremony where you know maybe it's a rose ceremony here, and it's the rose ceremony before hometowns, and she's going, I'm not ready for a hometown. I've barely had any time alone with this guy other than the 2-on-1 kind of whatever. And that's it. You know, get me out of here. Self-eliminate. That's a possibility. Genevieve, though, is going to go at some point. Hunter went this week. Who else we've got? Mara's going to go at some point. You know, Rachel's staying for sure. We know that. So the question mark, you know, Serene, Sarah, and Teddy. Susie's going to stay. Looks like. So Serene, Teddy, Sarah. I'm not buying Teddy anymore. I think Teddy's even though she got a 1-on-1 this week, I think that's out. I think at this point it's Serene, and if it's not Serene, it's Sarah. But Sarah's also getting into a little feud, so that could bring her. You know, the Mara Sarah feud could be the end of it. And we know how Clayton is so late. He seems to be so worried about women who are not actually interested in him. Maybe it's because you know, he knows that nobody there would have known about him going on the show, or you know, he's got a thing about he was the Bachelor, but there were so many other guys ahead of him. There's like a validation thing maybe, that Clayton really dives into like the big over-the-top into him gestures, which, you know, on one hand we've got Rachel, which seems to be working out well, and he's you know, he's like big connection there developing. We saw this episode continue. On the other hand, Shanae was someone who this whole time was like, she's telling him, I'm so into you. I have this connection. I'm here for you. I'm so here for you. Attracted to you. Want to be with you thing. Like, you know, you can feel really unsure about people's feelings, intentions. You know, to get that clear-cut response from someone. Probably one of the reasons why he was so attached to her for so long, despite what everyone was saying. And he didn't want to see the red flags. Which, believe me, there have been a number of people coming out saying, we told Clayton. It's not like he was oblivious in the editing, you know, of the show. People said, we told Clayton about all of the Shanae stuff. So this is according to like Sierra, and on Twitter, and also Lindsay, who was eliminated in Houston. She was the woman who was from Houston. Where I'll show you here if you don't remember. Lindsay right here. She apparently posted something like a TikTok or something like that, saying like no, Clayton knew. We told Clayton. So, yeah, and there is a factor of, like, production is going to, in very indirect ways, try to guide you down the road that they want as well. Sometimes there are ways that are not just like, you know, Clayton, you're gonna give a rose to Shanae today, and that's that. So here you go. And he goes, oh gosh, I really wish I could eliminate her. There are other ways where you can, like, convince someone, where you can say, okay, we've got Elizabeth, and this is, like, something I think Peter talked about on, like, his podcast. You've got Elizabeth and Shanae, and this whole feud happening, and you've got Shanae going, like, I'm so into you. And production can come in and say, look, and they don't even have to talk about Shanae. They say, Elizabeth, let's talk about Elizabeth. You know, Clayton, like, how do you feel about Elizabeth? And he goes, I don't know. And they say, well, look, right now, are you thinking Elizabeth is going to be your future wife? And he goes, well, I don't know. I don't think so. And they say, that sounds like your answer. It sounds like you just answered your own question as to who you think, you know, you should keep around and who you should believe in this fight. You know, and this is just like a made-up conversation, but that kind of way you can seem like you're helping, but really, you're getting what you want. So let's see. I'm trying to see if we can get this. It's the end of the hour. We should be hopefully seeing a preview pop up. Hopefully to go over. If not, well, we've done a pretty good layout of, I think, who's gonna stay and who's gonna go. Do you think that that on the 2-on-1 production said something to him that Rose was going to Shanae? Like, the 2-on-1 was definitely a little clunky in terms of what went on, and Clayton, by the way, the move to, like, his constant need to just get up and go is pretty interesting. Like, half the situations he just, like, gets up and leaves. I just got it. Perfect. All right, we've got the preview. We've got the preview ready to go, so we are going to set this up, get on the headphones to listen intently, and go over this preview. See what we can figure out. A little bit of live sleuthing, and of course the more detailed sleuthing, with where I'll be able to cross-reference, check my notes, check my my screenshots and all that, check the other previews. All the details with that will be in the preview breakdown on in a couple days. Recap tomorrow. So, all right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to this. This preview.
Sarah's walking around like she's already got this in the bag.
Someone thought that this would take me down. I'm getting to the point where it's, like, affecting me, like, seriously.
It feels like we don't have a chance.
So the insinuation here is like, what, another person's trying to take down Rachel?
Like, seriously.
Or is it time or whatever? Guess we'll see. But Sarah, a little bit of a villain edit going on here. I think more likely, though, we'll be seeing Mara go than Sarah. Well, Sarah's got a Rose, so though Clayton has taken him back, but no, that's not going to happen. Mara more likely to go, I think, at this upcoming Rose ceremony. This looks to be what everyone's, it's going to start the next episode, this one. Wouldn't worry about Rachel at all, though.
Feels like we don't have a chance.
If I'm shining, how is that my fault?
There's one girl who is performative.
Well, let's see here. We've got a good view here of the women. Maybe this will tell us if someone's staying or not. Maybe Mara will get a rose. So there's Genevieve, Susie. This is maybe them walking into Austria or something, because Susie's getting a one-on-one. So this isn't a group date.
There's one
Gabby, Teddy,
girl who
Rachel.
is performative.
So yeah, I wonder what's going on, because this is group date shot. This looks like it's maybe like they're gonna have some acting date, and they're just kind of like throwing this into the preview. Like there's one woman who's performative, but this is just the person who's announcing like the winner or something of the acting date. This is the date. This is not. This looks like them just walking. Susie's gonna be getting a one-on-one, right? We've seen it. And Serene. Susie and Serene going to be getting one-on-ones. So.
There's one girl who is performative.
Yeah, this sounds like end of a group date where the person gets the, you know, like this episode they had the knight, and it's like there was one woman who was like really a knight. There's one woman who's performative. So yeah, in Austria, in Vienna.
I wanted to leave.
That was manipulation again.
Yeah,
You're getting
so-
a little sloppy, and it's showing.
Group
This
date,
is what you
or
said.
sorry, a rose
She dug
ceremony.
herself a hole, and she doesn't know
So yeah, I'm not seeing Mara in any of these Austria shots.
herself a hole, and she doesn't know how to get out of it.
It hasn't been easy, but it's all gonna be worth it. I came here to find love,
Hometown.
and I found it.
Hometown date.
Crazy.
Austria.
I definitely feel that my wife
Susie's
is here.
date.
You have everything that I've ever wanted.
And this is from the from Iceland. Looks like from the season preview, and we've got the blonde hairs. Clayton doesn't seem too happy in this. Like it's not like he's like he's saying it's, you know, with a smile, you have everything I ever wanted. It's like, come on, you have everything I ever wanted. Believe me, which makes me think he's talking to Rachel. He's trying to convince someone who he's hurt. And Rachel seemed to be very hurt at the end of the final 3 rose ceremony, where she's crying on the stairs.
Thing that I've ever wanted.
I never thought that I'd be falling in love with 3 women.
I am in love with you.
I can't shut down what my heart's telling me.
I am falling in love,
We know, Clayton. We know.
so good.
See, I've wondered if this is a hometown date. Talked about in my preview breakdown. Obviously, Clayton. So, you know, there's 1 episode left, and before hometowns, I believe. Clayton is taking Serene on a one-on-one, where they're wearing this. I guess they could change for whatever reason. But I'm just kind of doing the math here. If there's one more location, one more set of dates before hometown, and now we have this date, which can't be the group date. You know, can't be the one-on-one, the day portion of the one-on-one that they're going to go on. It's at a hometown. That's sort of my thinking here. See Eliza again. This looks at rose ceremony. Eliza could go too, maybe. I think in the past preview breakdown we had marked this down as the upcoming rose ceremony in Croatia, not Vienna. So she could be vulnerable too. And this is Iceland with Rachel.
I am falling in love. I am falling in love, and it feels so good.
And they keep pairing this up with Susie. The last couple of previews, but we don't know that this is the same. We don't know that this is necessarily the same date. And potentially, is this Iceland? Is this could be a hometown? I'll have to look up where where Susie's from again. Can't remember, but all right, let's continue.
So good!
What I'm about to say is not going to be easy to hear. I was in love with her, and I am in love with each of you. And I also was intimate with both of you.
All right, so this shot with Rachel always stands out to me. There's something about, I don't know, the I'm gonna remove this for a second. The makeup or whatever, the lighting, it just feels different than the aesthetic of the show otherwise. Makes me think that this is like, I don't know, one of those moments where, I don't know, they have to, it's like at very end of the show. It could even be a final rose ceremony, or something. I wonder if it's because like her makeup's done a lot. The earring kind of, I don't know. It's just stands out to me as odd. Can't really tell you what it is. And Gabby here looks to be pretty Endgame too. But from here, it's I think it's mostly repeat kind of footage, stuff we've seen before.
He's in love with all three of us. I really thought it was special, and it wasn't.
That's I think the last part there is a new soundbite we haven't heard before. I thought it was special and it wasn't. We've heard the other stuff from Rachel, and it really sounds like Rachel too. So
I need to get out of here.
we're not like clipping
It's
it over.
I don't know how
An
I
image
can
of her.
afford. I wish I never would have fallen in love. So broken.
And that's a new soundbite too. I don't think we've gotten the "I wish I'd never fallen in love" kind of thing. Just all revolving around this sort of Endgame part here, where they tried to pair it up again with Gabby in the last preview for this kind of Endgame scenario. Still thinking it's Susie. So, but this, yeah, in the end here, this is Rachel, not Susie, crying here, on the stairs. We've been able to match the outfit. See these list of women that they've had thrown into the previews for this Endgame Final 3 rose ceremony, and here's Rachel's outfit, which matches. All the other ones here are from different dates or different settings. I believe the top 4 are from the episode, the Houston rose ceremony. All 4 of those shots are from that rose ceremony. And the Sarah one is maybe from her first one-on-one. Actually, this right here is Rachel from this time. So there you have it. Little look at the next little bit of the season. Of course, a more detailed preview breakdown is going to be out in a couple of days, and where we'll go over more talk on elimination, see if we can get more specific than what we've talked about tonight. But all right, we've gone over time, and I did promise one thing before we go. For those of you who didn't see it, we're gonna close out the evening on one last celebration. Shanae is gone, everybody. Have a good night.
I'm really nervous right now, but I wanted to tell you guys.
Bye, bitch.
I'm not sorry, hoes. You mean was good. Like, I was good. I didn't mean to cry, but I cried.
Oh, she's not gonna crush it, is she? Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Hope you have insurance.
It's Shanae's show, not The Bachelor.
Clayton believed me.
I have ADHD. I have ADHD too. She has ADHD, and it's really bad. Mine, ADHD ass.
Honestly, she's the worst. She's the worst person in the world.
You guys want some shrimp? Lesbos was terrible. I think she put poison in it because I was the next day like really bad. Shrimp? No one even looked back and acknowledged me. Oh, it's so thick.
What are you doing here?
Genevieve and Sierra, keep my name out your mouth.
Why are you here? Why did she even come here? Are you kidding?
I don't want to talk about it anymore.